Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. My name is Sukhman Kaur and I am the Associate Editor of the Guru Granth Sahib Project. We've delved into different compositions here at the Guru Granth Sahib Project, either traditionally or popularly associated with key Sikh life ceremonies, such as the birth and naming ceremony, initiation ceremony, the wedding ceremony, and also Lama so far. Lately, we've been exploring Bani traditionally associated with death, like Sad, Alaniya Mahalla Paila, and Alaniya Mahalla Tija, each offering their own insights. In the same vein, we are pleased to announce the release of a collection of 7 Sabads associated with the Sikh funeral ceremony, also known as Antam Sanskar. These compositions guide us through moments of mourning, contemplation, and ultimately acceptance of the cycle of life and death. I'd like to spend some time on a particular composition that resonated with me, Shabad 6 in this collection, Ramkali Mahalla Panjma Pavane Mein Pavane Samaya. From the title of this composition, we can tell that it was revealed by Guru Arjan Sahib in Rag Ramkali. So let's take a look at the Rahau line from the first body where we find the main idea. Kaun mua re, kaun mua, Brahm Gyani mil karu bichara, ehe to chalit pya Rahau. Our team translates this to, O sibling, who has died? Who has died? No one has died, rather a wondrous thing has happened. Meet an enlightened being who knows the way of the Creator and creation and reflect on it. The departure of the being from this world is merely a play of the Creator. Pause. In a gentle yet firm tone, the Guru poses a rhetorical question, challenging our superficial grasp of death. To the Guru, departing from this earthly realm is simply a part of IkOankar's magnificent cosmic play. The Guru leads us towards a timeless truth, directing us to those genuine insights. And the custodian of these genuine insights, as the Shabad says, is the Brahm Gyani. And a Brahm Gyani is an individual with a profound understanding of Brahm. Here, Brahm is synonymous with IkOankar and literally translates to the Supreme Being. So, the Brahm Gyani is that who has a profound understanding of IkOankar. And we also refer to the Brahm Gyani in the Guru Granth Sahib Project as enlightened beings. So having come to know IkOankar, they have been graced with the full knowledge of death. Death doesn't elicit fear from them. Death is another part of IkOankar, and the idea of leaving this material world doesn't scare the Brahm Gyani anymore. In the company of enlightened beings, the veil is lifted and truth is revealed. We may pause here and think, who are the Brahm Gyani? Where are they, for whom death is no longer fearsome? In the final stanza, the Guru challenges our self-made theory, stating plainly, what you think this is, it is not. With compassion, the Guru exposes the shallowness of our understanding of life and death. Those who grasp this truth are cherished by the Guru, who acknowledges the difficulty of such a realization. But to come to this realization, we first need to identify what we may unlearn. And by reflecting on the origins of our beliefs, our superficial understandings of death, our assumptions about what it means to die or to be dying, we may question, where do these ideas about death and dying stem from? How does embracing the divine command, hukam, alter our views on death and IkOankar? How does wisdom dispel our fears, opening us to the truth of IkOankar? Of course, for each word in this Barney, we have word meanings for you to explore. And Rovarnhar is one that I'd like to highlight for all of you, and it appears in the line, Agali ki ch khabar na pai, Rovarnhar pi oot sadai. The team translates this line as, the one who weeps, having gotten up, will also depart. And Rovarnhar, the word, is translated to the one who cries or the one who weeps. In English, the words that come up to mind that could possibly have the same definition have an overtly negative connotation, implying that someone lacks emotional resilience or maturity. So when someone is labeled a crybaby, it's often intended to belittle or diminish their feelings, suggesting that their emotional reactions are either unwarranted or are disproportionate to the situation. It's also an incredibly gendered word, reinforcing the idea that it's not acceptable for specific individuals, usually used against men and boys, to express vulnerability or sadness. Like crybaby is very, very much used as an insult. But that's not rovarnhar at all. I feel like I can very much relate to the rovarnhar, the one who's kind of being asked in this shabad, like, why, what do you mourn? You know, what are you crying for? Because when we cry, it's a raw emotion. Maybe we are overwhelmed with grief or sorrow, anguish, sadness, pain. And to weep is to embrace a sense of vulnerability and authenticity. It's one of those raw human emotions. And the more time I spent with this shabad, the more I started to get a sense of rovarnhar as someone who is in kind of this moment of recognition or acknowledgement. The more I could recall these moments of feeling lost or detached in grief. And for me, it's almost a metaphor or a symbol for someone who feels disconnected from the divine, from IkOankar. In the same way that someone weeping or crying may be overwhelmed by emotions and feeling separated from a sense of comfort from a loved one who has just passed, a person enduring disconnect from IkOankar may also feel adrift, overwhelmed with emotion, overwhelming this feeling of discomfort or, disconnection from this larger thing that we all want to find belonging in. To be in that moment of rovarnhar, it's recognizing that you are looking for this sense of belonging within the larger cosmic order of IkOankar. Weeping can be cathartic. It's a release of pent-up emotions for so many and a pathway, hopefully, towards something better. You can cry and then you can choose to kind of just fall in back to the same patterns, the same things that give you temporary comfort, or you could identify that, okay, this is a moment, this is an opportunity for me to respond differently, to choose a different path, to choose different behaviors, to even choose a different thinking. So by acknowledging that grief and that pain, we also acknowledge that we want to reconnect with IkOankar. And by then, kind of shedding these preconceived notions of death and dying, we can begin our journey towards this wondrous thing that has happened, towards recognizing that this is merely a play by the Creator. And in that, we find a deeper understanding of our place within the divine order that IkOankar has created. For those seeking a deeper understanding, I urge you to dedicate time to exploring the literal and interpretive translations of this collection of 7 shabads that we're releasing. To scholars, I extend an invitation to dive into the word meanings and explore the footnotes. And if you're new to exploration, start with the commentaries. And for the lovers, let the Bani resonate through your singing. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.